Hey, and welcome to another episode of Sis Stop Sulkin podcast. I'm your host, Miss Tasha Talks Life, your favorite accountability coach. I help guide you to your dream life faster by making simple, actionable tweaks to your mindset, your self-love, and your life goals. And today we have a very special guest to me, one of my best friends, and she is going to tell us a little bit about how we can prepare our meals in a more efficient way because, you know, as moms, wives, daughters, employees, employers, and all those things, we're trying to buy back time so that we can really do the things that we love and spend the time with the people that we love without having to worry about all the chores and stuff that we still have to do. So please welcome my friend Raquel to the show. Hello, Raquel.
Hi everybody. How you doing?
How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. You finally made it.
I finally made it. After how many episodes?
I know. No, good to have you. So before we jump right in, I want you to introduce yourself.
Okay. So my name is Racquel Pierre, as Tasha said, and I am the owner and chef of Choices by M R Catering Company. We are an online-based catering company, and we do just about anything you can think of, from drop-off service, meal planning, delivery, up and through setting up the most lavish event you've ever seen, weddings, birthdays, baby showers, and all. So we are your one-stop shop. We like to think that we offer just about anything that you need, as the name implies, Choices by M&R. And so we just love to make our clients happy by providing that service of great food, great cuisine, and just a lasting impression. So.
Oh, nice. Yeah, so obviously, I've been a client and a partaker for a very, very long time. I mean, we have over 20 years of friendship. And so, yes, and a lot of my events, if you've been to any of my workshops, any of my master classes, and there was food involved, she's the one that catered it. So thank you for that. And the food is delicious. So before we get in, let's do a little icebreaker. Are you ready?
Okay.
All right. It's called This or That. And so when I say two things, you're going to say the first one that pops into your head. Okay? All right. First one, coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Early mornings or late nights?
Late nights.
Books or podcasts?
Books.
Solo trips or...
Sorry, podcast. I knew that was a mistake. I should have said podcast.
Girl.
My bad.
No, I love me. I'm a book girl too. Don't get it twisted. That's so funny.
I said books because I'm really trying to make it something that I do consistently.
Yeah.
So,
are you reading anything good right now?
Yeah, right now I'm reading The Energy Bus by John Granger.
That book.
Oh yeah, it's so good.
It's good. I haven't.
Yeah, it's so good.
My district actually gifted it to all the teachers and things.
Yeah.
And then I downloaded the audiobook as well.
So my job pretty much does like this MDI training. So they gave it to all the employees. They encourage us to read it, and then they start with all the admins, and they pretty much have us like do trainings with the staff to really make that trickle down effect.
Awesome.
So yeah, it's really nice.
That's good. Okay. I am reading right now, oh goodness, what is it called? Speak Your Way to Cash by Ashley Kirkwood.
Nice.
And yeah, it's a really good book. Nice. You know, with contracting and, you know, speak and pitching and things like that. So yeah, she's actually coming to.
You have a nice book list. I've seen a lot of the books that you. I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get there.
Yeah, no, I love it. Okay, so I'm not mad at you anymore. But solo trips or girl trips?
Girl trips.
Journaling or voice notes?
Journaling.
Vision boards or digital planner?
I'm gonna go with the digital planner because I have it right now and it's working out good. So,
Good. Cute heels or comfy sneakers?
Comfy sneakers, girl. Except I got some little heels on today.
Right. And I got on comfy sneakers. Sweet or salty?
Sweet.
Text or phone call?
Text.
Brunch date or dinner party?
That's a hard one. I'm going to go with brunch date. Okay. I love me some mimosas.
Right. All day. Unlimited. Beach day or spa day?
Spa day.
You said that fast.
I did. I need one right now.
Me too. All right. Music playlist or podcast episode?
Podcast episode. Got that one right now.
Ding, ding. No. Stay in or go out?
My heart says go out, so yeah.
Make a list or go with the flow?
Make a list.
Heels off first or bra off first?
Heels off first.
Okay. All right. That was good. That
was cute. I like that. That was fun.
Thank you. All right. So we talked a little bit about who you are and how you're making waves in your corner of the world, right? By offering an experience when it comes to food and events or whatever, right? So, but what was the inspiration or pivotal moment that called you into this field of cooking and...
Honestly, it's the only thing I could really say is my dad. You know, from a young age, my dad always was the one cooking. He was always the one in the kitchen trying new things. And I remember when I was 12 years old, he sat me down and he was like, listen, he's like, you're my daughter. You got to learn how to cook. I can't send you out there in this world and you can't cook. You must be able to cook for yourself. So when I was 12 years old, very quick, funny story, he told me to make something and I made it and it was okay. But my parents had gone out and I was like, let me surprise him. I know he loves soup. Let me make some soup. Well, I always remember seeing like, a little bit of oil on the top of the soup. So I wasn't really sure how to make it. But I said, let me try it out. Well, I tried it and epic fail because I put oil because I was like, I got to finish it off with some olive oil on top. So he got home and was like, what is all this oil on top of here? So, of course, needless to say, I was embarrassed and I was like, okay. Clearly, this was not it. So he showed me and he explained to me, no, the oil comes from the meat that you boiled, and the fat on the meat. So from there, I just took a real interest into it. Honestly, it started off more like a chore, really, because like I said, he kind of threw me into it. But the more I dove into it, the more I realized that cooking was an art. It was like an expression, a way of me expressing myself. And so I just fell in love with it, honestly. Yeah. And I just remember him always saying, when you marinate your meat, you got to make love to your meat. So that kind of stuck in my head. And I'm like, you know what? All right, I got to do this. And
that's awesome. And you're talking about, cooking is an art, and I believe eating is an art. And you gotta make love to your meat.
It is. I'm not gonna lie. I love to eat. Honestly.
I'm a foodie, and I'm a foodie. But when I say I'm a foodie, don't get it twisted. I eat quality food, but I just like a variety of food and stuff. But I was thinking that I'm like, and honestly, between me and you, I didn't start cooking until COVID. Like really cooking.
Yeah.
Prior to that, I was the auntie that was bringing the cornbread to the parties, and I was good with that, or the desserts. I'll go and get me a bunch of intimate cakes and donuts and stuff. But after COVID, with not having to be anywhere, I realized that I actually did learn a thing or two from my mom, from being in the kitchen and stuff. So then I had a house full of men, so boys to be men that I had to cook for anyway. So yeah, I love that, and I love that your dad. I love the dynamic of the dad being because. I think a lot of people don't really, or they don't acknowledge that more men, I believe, are in the kitchen cooking and doing the grill.
I mean, the food industry is a male-dominated field.
And I think it's very under represented or under talked about because it's very true.
Yeah, because I think, going back as far as, we can remember, it's always been, the woman has been in the kitchen. But, men somehow always find a way to put their foot in and dominate. So, honestly, when you look at a lot of executive chefs at like the top name restaurants, they're men. Yeah, a lot of times.
Very true. Yeah. And ain't nothing wrong with a man that could cook now.
Listen, ain't nothing sexy to me, okay? I love it. I love it, okay?
Coming home and it's already done, or coming home or splitting the week and not having to. But we're gonna get into the like what that, how to buy back some time with that. So I'm excited to talk about that. But in this journey, and I know you said, I remember, let me just say a quick story that just popped in my head. Because, fun fact, Raquel and I went to college together. And she used to make, and we don't eat this anymore because we're adults and we know better. but it was busting the oodles and noodles top ramen. I mean, gourmet. You hear me? I want to say that I might have even seen some garnish on that.
Yes. I think one time we put cheese in it, all kind of stuff.
Meat. So it would be like no typical oodles and noodles. You hear me? It was gourmet. So I knew then you were onto something.
Yes.
That's awesome. So, okay, we know that this industry is, not easy dealing with people, period, right? Yeah. So what limiting belief did you have to overcome to get where you are now? First, give us a little bit of, brag on yourself a little bit. What are some things that, like some goals that you've hit, or some, events that you've done, or some people that you've catered for? Oh, I got one. Go ahead. Okay. I remember you told me one.
So I would say, being completely transparent, I get a lot of repeat business. And typically that wouldn't be a bad thing for anybody. But when I tell you the amount of love, like I had an event recently last week, Saturday, in Hewlett Harbor. Not to mention, I can't even show you the house because this client has such a gorgeous house. But long story short, I started off catering for her stepdaughter's wedding a couple years back. And since then, it's like I've been stuck with this family. And they have multiple family members and friends that have now used me and used our services. So, I mean, I guess to brag on myself, just to say that, you know, people love what they get with us. They love the quality, they love the food, they love the service. And like I said, there's really not much we won't do or cater to or outsource or whatever. We try to provide everything for our clients. So when they come to us, they know they're getting a great service, you know? And I mean, to be honest, I mean, one of the things that I really enjoy and I really, really love is that my clients allow me to take the lead. They may say, you know, I want this and this and this, and but throw something else in, or, you know, try this. And we're always able to really just have great feedback from that. So
yeah, that's good. That's good. And I want to also say, I remember because we did a cohort. We did a coach. I did a coaching cohort. And you were one of the people that were in it. And we set the goals, and we did. And you really like took off. Like, and you were saying how like you had your revenue, you reached the revenue goals and things like that. So that was amazing. Like, what was some of the limiting beliefs that you had to overcome, or some things that you had to like really push past to get to reaching that goal?
Honestly, I think one of the things I would say that really, and still, I'm still working on it now, is really being able to reach out to new clients and not being afraid. Because sometimes people don't even realize they're looking for that service. And maybe they're so busy and inundated with their life and all the things that are going on, and they forget, you know what, I have this event coming up soon. I need a caterer. I don't know who to use. And so, I would say it's really just, I'm grateful that I was able to just, you know, reach out to new clients and not be afraid to step out and say, you know what, I'm going to approach this client, or I'm going to call this client, or I'm going to reach out to this person that I met a couple years ago and see if they need the service. Because ultimately, I feel like people are looking for a lot of things, and sometimes they just either they forget, like I said, or they're busy, or sometimes they just don't know who to use. And if you don't remain current in their minds, they'll end up just using someone by default, not because they necessarily want them. You know, so I try to stay relevant in my clients' minds. And a lot of times I think to myself, I'm like, you know, when I see some of these emails that come to me from the same stores over and over again, these billion-dollar stores, I'm like, they don't need the clientele, but clearly they're searching and they're looking for it every single day. They want to stay relevant in your mind. 100%. And so I said to myself, you know, I have to do the same thing. I have to stay relevant in my client's mind so that as soon as they think it, they remember Choices by M&R.
Yeah, no, that segues into a whole other place, but we go where the flow goes. But I love that because people don't, the relevancy and just being and just showing up, and I think that's partially one of my defaults, is that like I after events and stuff like that, I do, and I just started doing. I had a workshop in with the National Coalition of 100 Black Women. I did a work-life balance workshop for them, and I sent them an email a week later, like, oh, you know, how's everything going? The things that, the takeaways, the goals that you, and I got a response back, oh, thank you so much, I'm still working. So it's giving that connection. It's also showing people that you really care. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So from then to now, what has changed? Like, what is your marketing like? What are you doing? How are you getting to this, like, now I know this? What's the process?
So I've done a lot more photo shoots and really just investing in our advertising and the company on the whole. I have a team of ladies that I work with that has been really, really helpful and instrumental. And so I also feel like just making sure that, like I said to you before, just reaching back out. And also sometimes I feel like don't be afraid to reach out to the person in front of you at the store. Right? Because I've also gotten clients like that where I'm like, you know, I'm a little afraid. I don't want to say anything. I got the business card in my pocket. I'm like, what's the big deal? Just do it. And so, you know, just not being afraid, jumping out of your comfort zone and really just being able to go after what you want. Because at the end of the day, if it's what you want, no one else is going to give it to you, right? You got to go get it. True. So,
yeah, no, I love that. And I think I always took you as somebody that could talk to anybody.
Thank you.
Especially when we go out, like, you're an excellent wingman. I feel like we going out, we gonna make connections. You hear me? We gonna leave with some contacts and give some business cards. So yeah. But internally, from how I see it and how you actually see it, but the fact that you push through, is amazing, and that's how the business is growing, and that's how you're able to make those connections to get those repeat customers. So I love that. And so as I would be out of my lane and out of order if I don't ask you, with all of these things. You're a mom. You got 3 kids, 3 boys, but boy moms
Boy
here.
moms, that's right.
Husband, you have a husband, family, all of these, a job outside of choices, all of this, right? Where do you how do you stay grounded, and how do you pour back into yourself? What is your self-love or self-care practices?
I believe in doing stuff for me, having me time. And honestly, the one thing that I do, which is probably not as healthy, is I really, like you said, I mean, I'm a talker, right? So when I feel like I'm getting to that limit, I'm going to express myself to my partner. I seldomly hold things in. If I'm feeling like, you know what, it's been a couple days, I'm missing the support in the house, what's going on? I feel like I'm cleaning, I'm doing too much. Where are you? Come on, come back to earth. So like this morning we had like a nice little blow up and we got over it. We kissed, we hugged, and we moved on. But I got it off my chest.
Necessary.
And I'm not gonna now feel like I'm gonna get dementia later on in life because I've held this all in. You know what I mean? No, honestly, a lot of women I feel like held it in. So yeah, so that's one thing I do. So I get it off my chest. I talk about it. And I also, like I was telling you, spa days, I love every opportunity to go out, do something for myself, whether it's a spa day, a lunch date, a brunch date, which we need one.
Yes.
Anything to just have fun and be, separate and alone from, away from the kids, away from my hubby. That's really my time. Or even sometimes, like now that I'm reading this book, sometimes just I'll stay late at work an extra 15, 20 minutes to read the book. You know, just uninterrupted time, because I know once I get to the kids, it's mommy time, it's how was your day? It's all these things. And so I get lost in the sauce. So yeah, just really trying to set some time aside for myself.
I love it. I hear advocating for yourself, right? When you know that is things that like, okay, let's get back in alignment.
Yeah.
Let's get back on track. I love that. And then just finding the time. I think that it's hard. I think women we're wired to put other people and everything before ourselves. So it's a rewiring that has to happen, and unlearning that has to happen.
Yeah.
And I am hopeful, and I do believe that more of us are tapping into that. And what's amazing is that the younger girls are going to be set, because this wasn't things that were talked about so much if you think about back in our 20s and things like that. So I'm so proud that they have something. They have a roadmap. They have a roadmap, a guide. They have someone that can say, like, girl, you know what I'm saying? And it's not putting anyone else down or taking from anyone else. It's actually providing more, because you're giving. Because when you're full, you're able to give from your overflow. And when you're empty, there's nothing to give. And there's resentment, there's anger, there's frustration.
So much builds up.
All of that. So that's great. That's really good. I love that.
And if I could just say one other thing too, just thinking about it, one thing that my husband mentioned recently that I've been doing more too is delegating. And I think you brought that up earlier. Sometimes we're afraid to do certain things or let go of certain things because we're like, is it going to get done right? But you know what? I think even years ago we had that conversation. Like, you just have to let go, Rock, right? Just let it go. If you say, Mike, you're doing this, and I'm not even going to worry about how it's getting done. So I'm still learning that, but even more so because some of my boys are getting, they're getting older, they can do more. And so I'm really kind of giving them that task and giving them that power and saying, yeah, you guys go do that.
Yeah,
make your own plates.
That's good.
Make your lunch yourself. Yeah.
And it's good. And it's not like, and you still, it just gives you that like, they could actually do it. Like, everybody's going to survive. Like, I don't have to be superwoman.
On top of them,
yeah. And so, same thing at home. Like, it's like they have like their little thing now, their chore list. And I mean, sidebar, I told them that I'm not paying you for chores. Like, you literally get everything you want. Like, not to be like that, but they get everything they need, everything they want. Chores is a required. It's like, that's part of life. That's life skills. That's how you learn. You're not getting rewarded. Now I'm like, no wonder why I never got money for chores.
Like, you better do that. But no, honestly, though, I mean, a lot of the things we talk about nowadays, especially with this younger generation, is this sense of entitlement. And I feel like when they're not doing those things and they don't realize what they need to do, the expectancy is, you should do this. You should get up every morning and make your bed. I shouldn't have to tell you that. I'm not going to make your bed behind you. Why would I do that? So, yeah, I think that's great, actually.
And now if you want to be innovative and you want to figure out ways that you could make things better, or you could do, then I can reward you for that, because that's outside of, the
or
box
if you do anything extra outside of,
100%.
To be helpful. Or
Awesome, yes. So this is, what does thriving look like for you in this season?
Oh, boy. All right, so thriving. Well, in this season, thriving looks like really being able to build and have financial freedom. You know, we recently bought a house, and so
Congrats.
now, thank you. And so now, really trying to manage all of that, because you know, I feel like when you acquire something new, it sounds great. It's like, okay, yeah, I want this thing, but then when you get that thing, now you have to readjust your life, and you have to see, how do I make things work still, so I'm enjoying this thing that I want, but I'm still able to do everything else. So thriving for me, which I'm working towards right now, and I know it's going to take some time, is really, one, being able to find time for myself while still being able to balance Choices by M&R, working on the business, growing my clientele, and really putting myself in a position to really not compete, but really be able to, you know, say that I'm someone in the industry that people know. Like when you hear Choices by M&R, people know, okay, she's a caterer,
Yeah.
you know, she does this, she does that. And so thriving really just means that I need to be able to, you know, be financially free, be financially successful, and be able to, you know, not just live, but to really succeed, you know?
Yeah. No, that's good. That's good. And so let's go back to the kitchen. Let's go back to being productive and delegating, or whatever that may look like, to buy back time and to really like be able to pour into ourselves in a way where we're not overworking. Or so can you give us a couple of simple practical strategies or things to know? I'm not gonna like box it in, whatever you think that is gonna help us to be able to navigate the kitchen and also buy back, you know, some time and still feed our family.
Yeah. Well, the one thing I'm going to say is pick one day, you know, that is the best day for you, where you feel like you're not rushed, you have time. And even if it's one of those busy weekends where you're like, you know what, I have this to do, I'm ripping and running, set aside at least like 2 or 3 hours where you can, if you have to go to the store, you buy some real quick, easy things. Like I love to always have chicken legs on hand because they're very easy to clean, very easy to cook. And then any type of steak. I'm going to give you a quick tip with
I need this because I don't even cook steak.
I'm just thinking of like 2 simple meals that you can have. So chicken legs, and I'm also going to include chicken breast, because I feel like chicken breast is kind of like a taboo. A lot of people don't like to cook it because if you cook it too much, it gets dry. If you undercook it, of course, we don't want to get sick.
Yeah.
So the chicken legs, like I said, quick and easy. Have that in your freezer all the time, because you can literally just take it out in the morning. By the afternoon, it's defrosted. You could always run it under some cold water, never hot, and let it defrost. Chicken breast, like I was saying as well, which I always, when I'm cooking my chicken breast, I always wash it with my lemon or vinegar, and then I'm pounding it. Because when you pound it with a mallet, you're making it even. And it's quick and simple, because let's say you spend 2 hours, a good 2 hours, prepping all of this. You could even clean everything, season it. I'll tell you how to season it quick and easily. Bag it in a Ziploc bag, and now you have the whole week's food. And all you have to do is take it out, throw it in the oven.
Gotcha.
Or take it out, throw it in a frying pan, right? And so the steak is the same thing too. Marinate that steak. Let me tell you, quick, easy, simple tip.
Okay.
Any steak cut that you want, marinate it with your favorite toppings. Don't put salt. Instead of salt, put soy sauce. Put soy sauce, put a little bit of baking powder or baking soda.
You're writing this down?
Right?
All right.
And a little bit of cornstarch. Leave it for 15 minutes. I promise you, when you pan fry or saute that steak,
Really?
it is going to be the most tender steak you had. Even a toddler could eat it, okay?
Oh, wow. Okay.
So that's like a quick, easy thing to know. Because I feel like a lot of people, you know, they see steak, they're like, I don't want to overcook it.
It's
I don't
always
want it.
rubber.
I don't want it medium rare, but you know what? I don't want it to be too hard. So that's like, you know, the quickest thing. And then I also always have my OGGP in my fridge, and that is onion, garlic, and green pepper. So what I do is in a blender, I blend up onion, garlic, and green pepper. You can put in any combination or amount you want, and you could add anything else you have. Sometimes I put parsley, sometimes I do scallions. I blend it up and I put it in a container. You can put it in like one of those soup containers or anything like that, and just store it in the fridge. When you make that, it'll last at least like a week or 2 in the fridge. You could even put it in the freezer if you're not sure.
Okay, so what about if we don't want to make it? Do you sell it?
I do. Of course we do. So you can definitely hit us up. We make it fresh, of course, and we do deliver. So, you know, you can have it, you know, anytime you need it. Just give us, you know, 24 hours notice and we can make it for you.
Okay.
Absolutely. And when I tell you, that really invokes flavor in anything. The same chicken legs, the same chicken breast, the same steak, whatever you're making, just a spoon of that and add your salt, your pepper, whatever other seasonings you want, and I promise you, it is going to be amazing, like you were cooking it all day long.
That sounds really good. I'm
Yeah.
like, what? Like, I need some of that. Put me on the order for that, please.
I got you.
Okay, this was awesome. Thank you so much for those tips. I'm gonna definitely, maybe I'll try steak again because we don't even eat it anymore.
Okay.
We don't even eat red meat anymore. But me and Messiah went to the Barclays to watch a basketball game, and
Nice.
across the way was Shake Shack.
Oh, yeah.
I've never been in my life.
Oh, no? Okay.
No,
Yeah.
and he said he had it before. But it was because I haven't had a burger in so long.
God.
It was so delicious.
Yeah. I
So,
like Shake
but I stay away from it. But I do like it. But because I can't cook it,
Yeah.
and then I know that it
now
takes
you
a
gonna
long
try
time
those
to
sticks?
digest for the kids, so I don't give it to them either. Steak, but that now is a whole nother thing. Like that's
telling
a
you.
whole nother thing. So thank you for that.
Delicious.
And where can they connect with you? Where can they find you?
So you can find us on our website, which is Catering Choices by MR. .com. We're also at choicesbymnr@gmail.com, and you can reach us on IG. We're Choices by MNR #1, the one and only. So yeah, and we do, like I said, on our IG. There's a lot of different things that we've done, so you can check us out and see what we have to offer.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so before we end, Raquel is blessing the community with a free ticket to your pop-up shop. So
Yes.
you're gonna get to taste all of the hors d'oeuvres, the snacks, the food, whatever she has, and trust me, it's so delicious. But in order to be entered and to win this ticket, you have to comment below one takeaway from this episode. What is something that you learned? Anything, a thought, and then you'll be added into the raffle, and then I will draw your name next episode or in a couple episodes. So that's great. So that'll be good. So remember, comment a takeaway in order to be entered into the raffle. Thank you so much for that too.
Absolutely. We're looking
I
forward to
appreciate that. And we'll let them know all the deets and stuff for when it's gonna be and market it or whatever. But last thing, what's one piece of advice that you would give to your younger self?
I would say go after it all. I feel like when you're younger, you're worried about having fun. You're running behind the little boys and you're like, oh, I want this guy to notice me. I'm going to do this. Yeah, I'll go to college. All right. But I feel like if I can go backwards, I would have loaded myself up with so much education, so many certifications, and just done it all. Because when you're young, you're talking about your 20s, you literally can do anything you want.
Yep.
And as you get older, you start realizing, like, okay, maybe I should have done this. Maybe I could have tried this, So I would worry less about the worldly things, less about the boys, and focus more on building myself up. Because once you do that, this girl's now getting their PhD in their late 20s.
Yes.
That's an amazing feat.
Yes.
You understand? So I just feel like no matter what field you choose to go into something that, yes, will make you happy, but two, will make you financially successful. So, you could always, obviously, be an entrepreneur and have any business you want. But if you're going to go to school and you're going to invest your money and your time, make it something worthwhile that you can really utilize. And don't be afraid to do something outside of your comfort zone.
Oh yeah, I love that. And I would just add to that, like, you don't have, like, even though you're trying all these things, you don't have to be locked in.
No.
Do you know
and
what I'm
that's
saying?
The fun
That's
thing.
at that young age, you can
Oh my God, because you can just do something. Just think about things that you've had. You yourself have been in so many different businesses, right?
Yeah.
And you can still use those tools as they apply.
100%.
So I think it's just amazing, just be focused on building yourself up.
That's great advice. That is awesome. I love that. And we're gonna close it up. So I want to thank you again. But if you enjoyed this episode, do not forget to share it with at least one friend. Sharing is caring. We're gonna be dropping more episodes every week. You're gonna see me and someone else. But these people that I have coming on are amazing women that are impacting their corner of the world. And that's what it's all about, is giving actionable strategies and tips that you can also become the best version of yourself and impact your corner of the world. So I want you to be well and have an amazing rest of the week. Until next episode.